NFL is saying goodbye to one of the purple people eaters. You remember the Bud Grant Minnesota Vikings back in the day? Jim Marshall, unbelievable defensive end, has passed away at the age of 87. Now, they did not record quarterback sacks early in his career. When they put that in and they came up with a formula, at the end of the day, they would have had Jim Marshall responsible for 130 quarterback sacks over the course of his career. He played 18 years in the National Football League. He started 282 games in a row. The guy was spectacular, and he was there all the time. Purple people leaders. Jim Marshall passes away, Hall of Famer, spectacular player. Philadelphia Eagles. It's really interesting. The ones with the Super Bowl rings. The topic of conversation in the Eagles OTA workouts is not the roster that they have. It's not about how good they're going to be. There's so much coverage about why Nick Sirianni would let so many veteran guys go off this roster. They have 8 guys who are really integral parts of all the things the Eagles accomplished in the Super Bowl season gone from the roster. That's really surprising, and he's taken a lot of heat for Milton Williams and Josh Sweet leaving and letting Darius Slay go and letting Mikael Becton go to the Chargers. So that's a really interesting story there. Pittsburgh, they have not had a good quarterback since Ben was there. Ben retired, and then it became a rent-a-quarterback situation. They have a quarterback as of this hour. Aaron Rodgers informed the Steelers Thursday he's coming to camp. He will be at the Veterans OTA workouts next week in Pittsburgh. I mean, this is a guy that had phenomenal statistics in Green Bay. Obviously a dynamic, diverse personality. Went to the New York Jets, got hurt, didn't play real well, wasn't surrounded by real good talent. I still tend to think he's got bullets left in the gun. And now he is going to Pittsburgh, where he is going to be surrounded by a team that pounds the football, a team that's got 2 tight ends they throw to, a team that's got still a couple of wide receivers led by DK Metcalf, who just came, and a team that's got a brilliant defense. I think the most fascinating thing for me going forward with Aaron Rodgers will be the relationship, great veteran quarterback, and by the way, I still think he's got gas left in the tank, the relationship of that quarterback to the head coach and the offensive coordinator. And I'd say, I use these words prior. Wherever he was going to land, would it be Aaron Rodgers' team or would it be Mike Tomlin's team? Because we know, item 1, they're going to play great defense. Thank you, TJ Watt and all those guys. Item 2, they're going to pound the football. Item 3, they will throw. Well, Rodgers will throw, will complete passes, will be protected, but he won't be asked to throw 45 times a game. So it's going to be fascinating to see that relationship, because I would just be safe in saying that dude's got a big arm and dude's got a big mouth and dude's got a big ego, and dude's in Pittsburgh now. They got to really be happy, because I'd take Aaron Rodgers over last year's rentals, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, and Aaron Rodgers over the prior year quarterbacks, Kenny Pickett, etc. Like I say, Big Ben, that was a while ago. At least this year, they'll have themselves a star that was kind of equal to what Big Ben Roethlisberger used to be. By the way, a bad note in Pittsburgh. And I thought this guy was going to blossom. Former Chargers tight end Donald Parham, gone for the year, ruptured Achilles tendon yesterday in the Steeler camp. That's a big setback. He's a good player. He just can't get out from the injury hex. Speaking of that, this is not good news in Indianapolis. The number 1 draft pick, Anthony Richardson, who has struggled for 2 years with productivity, consistency, and health, down again. Re-injured the shoulder joint that knocked him out for half of last season.
Oh, God.
Daniel Jones, the ex-New York Giant, now obviously is going to move to the forefront to probably be the guy. Denver Broncos, Sean Payton, they're not done looking for a running back. The Denver Broncos meeting today with J.K. Dobbins, the ex-Charger, ex-Baltimore Raven. I think good player. Has a tough time staying healthy, but He's powerful, and he's got an extra burst. They're also talking to Nick Chubb, the heavy-duty running back, who I thought had a really great career with the Cleveland Browns. Chubb's had 2 knee injuries. Browns are not bringing him back, but that guy's got like 6,300 yards in his career running the football and 51 touchdowns. So they're going to sign one of them. I tend to think it's probably going to be Dobbins rather than Chubb, but the Broncos are looking at both those guys. And the final topic, New Orleans. We talked about Derek Carr retiring a week ago. And now we find out Derek Carr has this chronic shoulder issue, the labrum, a degenerative rotator cuff. They talked about surgery, and he's just gone through a real tough time in a bad situation. Team's kind of falling apart around him. He just elected to retire. Well, he finally spoke out today and said, I am retiring because I didn't want to spend the entire year on IR and take $30 million. And I didn't want to spend the entire year on IR, and if we elected to have surgery and not know whether I could ever play again and take the $30 million. He just decided I'll step away because of my career and I'm all beat up, and I'll give them that $30 million off my contract so they have cap space. He's a really interesting, kind of classy kind of guy. He's walking away from $30 million rather than just hang around on the IR list to collect it for another year. So, John, you got the Purple People Eaters, you got the new quarterback in Pittsburgh, the loss of the quarterback in Indy, all things running backs in Denver, and Derek Carr. Go ahead.
Jim Marshall, man. I mean, that guy's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah, him and Alan Page.
Yeah. Didn't Alan Page become like a judge or something like that?
Very influential guy.
Yeah. And the Jim Marshall thing is that I always remember is that when he was playing the 49ers in Kezar Stadium and Jim Marshall ran the wrong way.
Wrong way, Marshall.
Yeah.
With intercepted pass.
But if you go back to Super Bowl 10, with the one the Raiders won, it was against Marshall and Page and the Purple People Eaters there in the mid-70s. So that was a special time. You know, for the Steelers, you had mentioned, I think, was it in the best 15 or maybe in one of our previous podcasts, that Kenny Pickett's career record as a starter was 15-10. And if that's true, did I misread that?
No, I don't think it was 15-10. It might have been some other quarterback.
Okay. Maybe I misread that because I was thinking, God, if he really was 15-10, why did Pittsburgh get rid of him? But I don't know. I just think that's just going to be like another sort of a soap opera in Pittsburgh. I can see this thing going south and getting ugly, you know, kind of like how Musk and Trump are getting ugly, you know, so here we go.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers, with a good situation around him, is going to make enough plays to really keep Pittsburgh dangerous. I couldn't see an aging Russell Wilson with injuries or a highly erratic, young, mistake-prone Justin Fields doing that. And with apologies in advance because of Oklahoma blood in your system, I couldn't see Mason Rudolph doing that.
Yeah.
So, I think they'll be more competitive. Now, soap opera, I'd have a tough time thinking that Mike Tomlin would be tuning into anything that's got soap opera attached to it. His team, his program, his system. Rodgers, I think, will have to accede to the head coach and the way they want to play Steeler football. No?
But remember when he was on the Jets and he would just be rolling his eyes and really disrespecting the coaching staff, especially when he wasn't playing. So I just think this is going to be a crazy situation there. I mean, and you sign Aaron Rodgers, you know you're going to get all that junk as part of it.
Yeah, but maybe you don't get the junk because it's Mike Tomlin.
I don't
know. Thumb down.
Well, yeah, we're going to find out who's going to win that grudge match. The Saints thing, Derek Carr, I mean, I get it where, it's cool that he's not taking his salary because he doesn't feel like he deserves it, but he's signed a contract. And so therefore he does deserve it. I don't know. I just think he's taking one for the team that he really shouldn't have to take. I mean, after all, the owner of the Saints is a billionaire. I mean, this is his contract. He signed the deal. And according to the letter of the law, he's owed that money.
There's sure a lot of good traits that you have, but being a capitalist is not one of them all the time.
Hey, just stick to the contract, and I think we're good.
Okay. Steeler fans forum chat box is open. Raise that Iron City beer. Go to the chat box, like or dislike Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh because it's going to be a done deal. I'm fascinated by this. Now, suddenly the wife's going to be wanting to go to the bar and watch all these Steelers games all the time.
Yeah.
So that's all things NFL.